Okay, we're going to review Socratic seminars so that you can use them inside your own classroom to help stimulate learning and to allow students to learn how to formally make discussions. So, for Socratic seminars, you want to start with higher level thinking questions. This is also an AVID method, and they use Coastal's level of thinking. So, the first step we have is gathering, and then we have processing and applying. So, inside of the house, we have the 3 stages of the house, and those are words. This would be an example of gathering where they explain the character's action, or they can use infer. What is the moral of the story? So those are 2 level questions types that they can use. Now, applying would refer to them actually doing the task. Those are a little difficult questions for them to develop. So you may want to start with the level 1 and level 2 of Coastal's level of thinking. Okay, we also have create a higher level thinking question. So what I would like for you to do is take a moment and think of a higher level thinking question that you could potentially ask, because it's best that you know how to do it so that your students are able to do it as well. Okay, now that we've finished figuring out our higher level thinking questions, let's look at the class organization. So how we organize our room. So when we formulate our groups, we want our students to have an inner circle on the inside. Then we want an outer circle. And in the outer circle, where the role for those students is to observe and take notes. We want them to take notes as they listen to our inner circle, which is discussing the topic. And then you, as the facilitator, are going to redirect the discussion. Sometimes as they're talking in the inner circle, the topic could go on or is too prolonged, and you can facilitate that discussion by redirecting it to a new topic or suggesting it to move on to something new. Okay, these are different prompts that could be used for the inner circle discussers, or prompts for the outer circle as the students are taking notes on their own. Now, this is optional. You don't have to use these per se with your students, but it's always good to let them see different types that they can do as they're working diligently. Now, let's share. This is the opportunity for your students to get out there and to show that they know how to do a Socratic discussion. Now, I just found this comic strip online, but here we see, why is everyone and everything always against me? And then he says, why do you think that? I was in the store and everyone in my way and the line was too long and people cut in front of me. And then it started to rain. Everyone hates me. Why was it so crowded? So then the conversation continues to go on. We see the different questions. This gives students the opportunity to see what those question types look like and how actual Socratic is discussed. They often like to read this as well. You might want to incorporate this. Okay, once they have this point, then you want to have a reflection. Make sure you cut off the Socratic with a closing point. Make sure it's at a good closing point. You don't want it to be at a higher level where students are really at odds. You want to make sure it's at a good point in the Socratic, and then you want the students to write a reflection of what went on during the discussion. And oftentimes you can give them actual reflection questions to help them generate concepts or generate ideas of what they want to summarize in their reflection. And make sure that they're not actually asking the question in their paper or actually writing answers to these questions, but they're actually writing a summary. And the summary should discuss, again, how the Socratic actually went.